Hello. Okay, so let me move this a bit. There we go. All right. So we're starting. We're playing this game, and this is a play test of the Arnhem map that I designed earlier today. So I think I've got my head around it now. So this is the whole map, just so you can see it. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's just click off that unit for a moment. So the British forces have landed. Now, I'm going to be amending a few things and trying to work out a few things as I go here. So one of the things that's already wrong is that one of the British landing zones is in the wrong place. Both of these landing zones actually should be north of Wolfhaze. So one of them should be here. This one shouldn't actually be here. And then that one should be further north. But for the purposes of the playtest today, I'm just gonna, say okay for we didn't get that right, but never mind. I've got to adjust the map a little bit for that as well. But on the whole, it's okay. Now this gasworks, I'm not sure of the exact location of that, but I know it was on the route in for one of the one of either the lion, tiger, or leopard route into town, so to speak. I can't remember exactly which route it was on. So, but anyway, we're going to play this. Now, there's some, for this particular scenario, I've added in some extra rules. So I'm just going to, I think I can show you those. Can I show you those? Objectives. Yeah, well, the yellow ones are the main ones, which are there, which is the bridge. Let's take them off. Now, auto resupply. That's interesting. Yeah, I'd like to be able to work out how to I'd like to be able to work out how to bring in units at different times if that's possible. I'd also like to be able to work out how to limit the AI's choices of the units that they can buy. But I'm not exactly sure. So I'm playing both sides at the minute on this. Anyway, so the game's going to begin with the British dropping. So I think, hang on, can I get rid of this? There we go. All right, good. So we're just going to land all these. These units are roughly company size. I've tried to do sort of 3 per battalion plus extra units. We don't have a headquarters unit, which is a bit weird. So I'm not sure what to do about that because Browning isn't available. Okay, but let's now. The British should not have 5,000 at the beginning of the game. So I did alter that, but it obviously didn't save. The beginning of the game, they should have nothing. And I think it's 1,000 extra per turn, something like that. So let's. So the first thing to do is to get the jeeps on the way to Arnhem Bridge as quick as possible, right? I can see that I need to put a road network in here. That's another thing I've got to do. So I'm going to go back and alter that. I wonder, is it possible for me to open the editor at the same time as the game? No. Okay. All right. Well, these units are all flashing, but they've all landed, so they can't really do anything. All right, so that's the end of the British turn. Now, I've got some rules. The Germans are only allowed one aeroplane unit because they were the only people that actually used any fighter to ground attacks in Arnhem. They were not very successful, but they did do one. The plane actually ended up crashing in the pond. Okay, so policies rather. So we want something for kind of like digging in, really. Forest tactics. Urban tactics. Yeah, so go with that one for the British. And improved AP shells. There we go. All right. So that's it. So we go to the what? Oh, no, I don't think that's not the end of the game, is it? Yeah, no, okay. So that was the victory conditions. Right, so now it's the Germans' turn, okay. So the Germans have several units on the board that they're not allowed to move. So this one, I'm not allowed to move, okay. These two, which form the blocking line, I'm also not allowed to move. And this is for the first 3 turns. Everything else on the board I can move, right? Everything else on the board I can move. So and the German also has 5,000, which is ridiculous money. So again, I'm going to change that. Now I'm going to limit it so that the kind of money they should have, they shouldn't be purchasing more than somewhere between 4 to 6 units per turn, absolute maximum. And to be honest, that's quite a lot, even with the Germans having the edge. Once the surprise was lost. So what I'm going to do is limit the amount I can spend. See, so there's quite a lot. I've put quite a few reinforcements on the board already. So what I could do actually to simulate the battle is I could put more of them on the board at the beginning. So yeah, so I'm not going to allow the German player to spend too much money here. So let's see. So this is the map of Arnhem. It's pretty cool, I think, that I designed. You can see it's got all the key features. So these guys are not allowed to move. They're the sort of the southern part of the bridge garrison, as it were. They're not allowed to move unless attacked. So I've got some kind of special rules. So for the first 3 turns, no one south of the river is allowed to move. But I can see that that's pretty optimistic in terms of like getting people there, getting the paras there. It's going to take them ages to get there, isn't it? Ages. Because they're going to move probably, what, 5 hexes on a road or something like that. So we're looking at 4 to 5 turns to get them there before. We'll see what happens. All right, so the Germans get some Panzer Grenadier experienced in trucks, 2 of them next turn. Okay. Some light infantry coming from the other side. Slightly better light infantry, and one heavy infantry, and then some artillery, anti-air stuff. Oh yeah, they had one of these, so we'll put that in. They also had some of these. Okay. I don't think they had any of these things. All right. So there's a load of stuff for the Germans. I didn't buy any for the British. I'm going to have to think about these rules a little bit. And I need a proper order of battle, actually, that I've got to work out. So, wonder if I can create one. Because there is an order of battle here, look. So you must be able to create one, I'm guessing. This is what's coming. What is this? What's on the board? So, yeah, now. This chap can move immediately, so he's heading out of Arnhem quickly. That's modal, and that will be the end of the German turn. So again, kind of playing this historically at the moment. Let me drop this stream in check that. Okay. Now I'm going to have to end this abruptly at some point because I have to take a meeting. But not for the moment. Right. So, for don't know what happened there. So we can do away with all that, I think. For those. So sorry, I'm just doing a quick post. Those strategy gamers among you. just designed an Arnhem scenario for the game Hex of Steel. Doing a live play test of it now. Do pop in the chat. So I have a few historical tweaks I want to make. I wonder if there's any way of increasing the movement of units. I don't know if that's doable in any way. Right, let me pop out of there. Back to here. Okay, right. So let's this map's all over the place. Let me there we go. That's better. All right. So that's the end of the German turn. Yes, we're not going to do research to start my turn. Okay, so it's raining. Now we're going to purchase some units for the British, which we didn't do. We can't purchase any paratroopers. Look at that. That's interesting because we're already at the limit. So we'll go with commandos. And we'll see where we can bring them in. Limit reach 3. Okay. Let's get an AT guy. And then we should have a commander as well. So we'll have, I mean, it should be Monty really, shouldn't it? But it seems a bit silly putting Monty on the board, but anyway. We'll do that. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to work, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. That's the point of doing this playtest. You do not have. Hang on, what was that? You do not have enough HQ points to complete your purchase. I've only got 5 HQ points, so I probably can't purchase Montgomery then. Let's try. But we can do the commandos, I'm sure. So let's purchase the 3 commando units. Okay, and then one of these, because the British maximum number of units per turn should be 4. It's raining, it's pouring. Here we are. So for those people who, anyone just tuning in, there you go. That's a close-up of the victory area is concerned. Now, this guy needs to get in quick. Okay, he's just bypassed through there. These are very slow, man. These are very slow. So you can't equip them with vehicles, because that just seems nuts. Right, one of these and one of these guns is, this gun can't move. Is that right? Can't move. It can't be right. Actually, yeah, I just remembered I didn't give the guns any transport, did I? Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're learning a lot about this game. So if you want to ask me any questions, hello, mate. Pop them in the chat here. I'm going to ignore combat with that and push on because I want to get to the bridge. So I think I'd better take some notes here. Things I've got to fix here. So first of all, number one, I've got to put some more roads in Osterbeek to connect the road network. Make travel faster. Two is all AT guns have got to have transport. They would tow them with jeeps, but I don't think there isn't a thing to do that. So we're going to have to be a bit more liberal with this rule system in order to facilitate that. So Adrian, I designed this map, mate. I designed it. Okay, well I think that's it, because the British can't move any further. This is like a turn an hour. This is like a turn an hour. So I'm gonna have to put like 100 turns on this for this to. This is about a turn an hour, roughly. So yeah, all right. And I need to think about some other ways to alter this a bit. Right. So that's the British turn done. Right, it's German turn 2. Units south of the river still not allowed to move. I can tell I'm going to have to make that rule a bit stricter, because this would be 8 turns for a day, roughly, with these movement rates. Be 8 turns, even 9. So say that movement begins at 5 in the morning and ends at 9 at night. So that's 5 till 10 is 5 hours. 10 till 3 o'clock is another 5 hours. 15. Actually, so it's about 15 turns per day. Wow. And you're talking 17th to 25th of September. So 8 times 15, whatever that is. That's how many turns I need. So I'm going to need more turns than 50 turns to represent the battle realistically. Okay, so we can see, look, the Germans already, even with me positioning them relatively far away, are already pushing into Arnhem pretty quick, right? They're coming in pretty fast. Let's cancel that. Order of battle. I did buy some stuff, didn't I? Okay, the money that the Germans have got is like way too much as well, just out of interest. So we'll get that one plane. It's a Messerschmitt, wasn't it, that attacked them? Look at that funny thing. Go with that. Okay, so there's stuff due. Right, okay. So we said 4 units max per turn. So we'll get some of the SS armour on the go as well. So there were definitely Tigers at Arnhem. So I have 1 unit of Tigers. There was a unit of Tiger 2s at Arnhem. So we'll have a unit of, and that's the max. All right. I can tell I'm going to have to reorganize this scenario pretty quickly. It's got a few issues. So the next one is right. British drop zone closer. Wall phase got to be a bit more organised, and then put more Germans on map, but further away. Okay. All right. So we still can't. So I was going 3 turns per day before, but if we're saying, let's say, being generous, let's say 10. So nothing south of the river can move for the first 10 turns then. Okay. All right. Okay, right, that's it then. I think. Oh, this guy. Yeah, I think what I need to do is limit the German transport as well for the first day, so that there's nothing coming in too quick. We'll see. Okay. All right, next turn then. So making notes of things here I've got to change. Right, so our man in the Jeep here can bypass those units as per historical things, which is correct. Rather bad luck, sir, considering how few gliders we lost on the way in. Right, so we've got to change all of that stuff. That's all got to change in terms of the drop zone and whatnot. Right. Can't believe all the anti-tank guns are just stuck there because I didn't get the appropriate transport for them, which is nonsense. But so if anyone's watching who's got an interest in Arnhem, if you're a bit of a buff, history buff, let me know, because there's some historical things I'd like to check. I do consider myself a historian of this period. I haven't included the pontoon bridge because there just isn't rules for that with this system. Now that's the other thing I should have done, is I should have put a unit of engineers near the railway bridge so that they could have the option of destroying it here. I think that's it. So yeah, this is moving at like a turn an hour, right, basically. So a turn an hour. All right. Now, if the AI was doing Germany at the minute, it would have kicked my ass by now. Right, so now this is already too quick. These guys are already down in Arnhem, like so, see? So I'm gonna, for the argument of historical, we're gonna say they don't get to move this turn because they were positioned too close. They should have been further up here, like these guys. All right. And yeah, I think I need to keep the motorized units pretty minimum. Otherwise, the paras are just not going to get there. They're not going to have any chance of getting there, in fact. So he's going to take that on. All right. I did turn on and bridge into, I don't think the last things I did on here saved, so we'll have to go back and look at all that. Right, so there's now, so let's see where these can be, look at that. Now, these should not be allowed to be placed in those locations. Otherwise, that would just like completely screw up. But one thing is allowed to be placed to the south of the river each turn. I did put under the special rules they have to enter edge of board only. So does that, they can't be placed there? I don't understand. Again, I've probably done something wrong there. But these units are going to enter from there then. And let's have a look. I guess from here. Yeah. And here. So have these come in here. This plain. There's not a huge number of airfields in the game, is there? Let's be honest. I don't think I can place him anywhere. That's weird, isn't it? Oh, he's not ready yet. No, that'd be why then, wouldn't it? Right. So one guy south of the river, but he can't move yet. And then these are coming in. Hang on. Ooh. Oh, yeah, sorry. Hey, a bit too close there. Right, that's the end of that. Going to have to adjust this scenario quite considerably. It's almost been no fighting so far. Now, technically, you'd actually be able, I think the unit would actually be able to get on a train there and get off at Arnhem Station, which would be pretty nuts when you think about it. Right. So we're on turn 4 and the jeeps have just about reached the bridge. So in 5 turns they can be there. So I should probably equip the paras with 4 of those. Yeah. And maybe what I might have to do is to sort of equip them with some truck units to represent the unit that can move the fastest, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's see how this works. So where can these be deployed? The answer is nowhere. Right. So I have to make the drop zones. That's another thing then. Drop zones have to be all of them. Major, victory, locations. All right. Still going to have to suss out how that's going to work one way and not the other, but if that's doable. Okay. Need a road there to connect this all up. I know I kind of made it look rough and ready because a lot of these were tracks rather than actual roads, but I think it will affect movement, so it's probably worth doing. Now, is it the case now that these could be, that's available, I'm guessing, in 3 turns, this is available in 1 or something? So at the minute, we can't bring in British reinforcements, which is good because you shouldn't be able to. So that's good. So I'm going to bring in a couple of tetrix. Delete that. Make it 2 of them. All right. Yeah, they come in via glider, which is correct. Okay. That's the end of the British turn. Just as well, I'm playing both sides at the minute. Okay, so these are now allowed to move. So I'll have a pop at that. I'm going to let this come down. Definitely got to sort of look at this again in terms of who's going where and that kind of thing. To make sure I thicken up some of the trees around here. Got to make that a major victory location as well. Okay, so at the minute, I think because we haven't made any of the airfields major victory locations, now that's how I'm not going to change that. I'm going to keep that the same, and that's how we're going to yeah, okay, that's all right. This guy's already gone, right? Okay, all right. So let me check the chat, and let me also check my messages. Okay, that's all good. Okay. Comments. Hey, hello there, mate. Oh, you're the guy who did the Stalingrad map. Oh, mate, I owe you a huge debt of gratitude because I was trying to make this map for absolutely forever, and I couldn't work out how to name things and put units on the board. And then I saw your video, and you explained everything. It was so good. So this is the Arnhem map that I've made. What I'm trying to do at the minute is I'm just play testing it, but there's a lot of kinks I've got to work out, because if this was AI, he would be all over me. Also, for a map of this scale, it's working out at about 8 turns per day, 8 to 10 turns per day. So each turn's roughly an hour. So of course, I don't quite know how that's going to work on the, unless I alter the. I guess I could start the game in August, but it means roughly 10 days to one actual day of the battle. And the battle lasted for about 7 days, which is about 70 turns at this scale. But yeah, it was so helpful, mate, your video. Really helpful. So I'm just sort of play testing the game at the moment. So they've just captured Arnhem Bridge. And I think this guy will keep going. It's probably best, isn't it? Oh, okay. Just claimed all those flags. Zooming in. Oh, Valentine, if you're able to send me a message on Facebook, please do. It would be good to touch base, to say the least, because there's a few things I'd like to know about, if I can sort of tweak the order of battle, stuff like that. Obviously, I know we're kind of working within the confines of this gamey system. Yeah, hi Adrian, I'm doing all right. This is actually the map that I designed for this game, so I designed this map. This guy did a fantastic map of Stalingrad. Valentine, the great map maker. So I just subscribed to his channel. So yeah, so I've got a sort of, there's a few things I've got to do, clearly, one of which is change the layout of the German units so that they can't get into Arnhem so quickly. It's 10 turns for 1 day, roughly. You could sort of argue each turn is about 90 minutes, I suppose. It's more like 70. So you can see here we're getting bogged down in fighting in Oosterbeek. These guys are supposed to be taking the the northern route, but yeah, so moving on the road is a lot faster. I think I really need to add sort of maybe another road here, path or whatever. So going a bit dreadfully slowly. So again, I've got road network stuff I've got to add down there. If anybody's watching, if anyone's played this, let me know. Curious to hear your thoughts on the game. I'm liking what I've done with this map. It's pretty accurate. There's some changes I've got to make, but I've got to make this map work for the game system. That's the problem. Right, so now can I, see, now I can put reinforcements here because we captured that last turn. That's why the drop zones have got to be key victory locations. And I think I need to make sure that the Hartenstein is not, because the reinforcements shouldn't actually be starting here. So I've got to make sure that these are all prime victory locations. So that's where you can bring in reinforcements. So drop zones to major victory and not Oosterbeek. So it's got to be secondary victory location. All right. So I think that's it for the British again. Yeah, and these guns can't move because I forgot to give them transport. All right. So again, we're just kind of play testing. It'd be interesting to see when we get people in the city, just how difficult it is to get them out. Okay, so we're now on turn 5. It's the Germans' turn. So this has all come down a bit too quick. We should have British infantry approaching this by now. So I'm going to have to be very, very lean on any kind of motorized units that the Germans have got at the beginning of the game. Yeah. Okay, so again, this is an error. Those reinforcements shouldn't be allowed to appear there. I'm going to have one unit per south of the river per turn, and then we'll have another one up here. What's that done? So I've got quite a few tweaks I've got to make to this. I am checking the chat and my messages periodically. Wonder if Valentine's in this thing. Let's see. UK Gamer. Where's he gone? Lost him. Oh, he's at the top. Can I actually chat with him? No, I don't know. Okay, so let me just get back on the game here. Got 4 people watching. Thanks for popping in. So this is Hex of Steel. This is the Arnhem map I've made. It's the German turn. Now, I've got a lot of self-imposed restrictions on the Germans at the moment because I haven't worked out how to bring in units at a certain time. I also gave them too much with transport on the first day. There's their one plane. The Germans are only allowed one plane in this game. That's a historical rule. These drop zones have got to be changed to major victory locations so that reinforcements can arrive from there, which I forgot to do. Bloody brilliant. Quickest way to come in. Damn, it's difficult to know, isn't it? This one go along this way. Checking the chat. I'm just going to check my messages. Okay, all good. Right, so let's just go to the nice bit of the map, which is here. Okay, and that's it for the Germans. I'm going to allow them to purchase 2 units this turn. So they'll get some artillery. I'm trying to bring them in stuff in the order that they had it in the actual game, in the actual scenario, as it were. One of those. And I think some more anti-aircraft stuff would be good. Seems there's a limit of paratroopers that you can have in one game, which is a bit of a shame. So the monetary values for this are all wrong at the moment. I'm just going to dash to the bathroom quickly. Let me put the next turn on. Actually, what I should do is I should make those drop zones, the additional ones, I should make them German so that the Allies have to capture them in order to then use them to bring in reinforcements. Right, so this Jeep, somewhat battered, has made it to Arnhem Bridge. So is this one. And this unit is now holding Arnhem Bridge. So these guys are coming across the SS now. Which we dug in, this would be Kraft's troops. Right, so we now control all of Oosterbeek. Should have just gone through that, shouldn't I? We've got some guys. Right, so you move about 6 hexes per turn on a road, I think. Well, that's 4 there. Because it's not in a straight line. So between 4 and 6 then. Now, we don't have an airfield. So the other thing I'm going to have to do is, unless I can figure out how to do it, is I'm going to have to give the Allies an airfield in the sun. But then when you put the AI on, they're just going to take that airfield, aren't they? Unless we kind of fortify it. Put it down here somewhere. It's very gamey. Not quite sure if that's... So I don't know how that's going to work. Allies airfield. I might have to just make one of the drop zones. Like, I don't know. I suppose I can. I can make it like a British airfield, can't I? But again, that's very gamey. So these guys can't be brought on because we don't have an airfield. Okay. Right, I'm going to stop this game there. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to start tweaking. So let's come out of this. Yeah, click to main menu. Let's go to editors. Right. Okay, we've got to edit this. And I think we're gonna remove all units. Yeah. Okay, because we're gonna rethink the units as well. So right, let's go into here. I'm gonna start this in. I'm going to start this on the 8th. And I'm going to increase the number of turns to 100. Okay, so that'll be August to September. Okay. Damage to deal, tiles to bomb. Disable research. Right, need to change this. Fixed income 1,000. So actually that should be 1,500. This should be 1,000. And then no starting income. Now, I saw a thing to do with victory hexes, but I'm not sure where it was. I wanted to add the Polish. And actually what I can do is their income can be 10 per turn. So they won't be able to bring any guys in until quite some time into the game. Actually, let's make it a bit more than that. Go with 25. 20. So let's say 10 turns. That's 250, isn't it? That's not enough because 10 turns is a day. 300 for a paratrooper. All right, let's make it 45 per turn. I'm just limiting what they can bring in. Okay, let me go. Intro text. Right. Right, so each game turn represents approximately 1 to 1.5 hours. So 10 to 14 per day. Get rid of that. Special historical rules. The German players should only be allowed to build. His impact on the battle was negligible. How can I set this so that Allied air can arrive? Not sure how I do that. Right, spawn units in VPs. I'll come back to that in a second. So, there is a limit to paratrooper units in the game. So other units can be brought in. Okay, right. So I think what we're southeast corner is to enable Allied units to fly from this location. Yeah. maximum 6 per any one time. We'll go Polish units are Paris only and cannot enter the game until after turn 40. Okay, so there's a few extra rules there. Yeah, taking all the units off. So, right, let's do these things one at a time. So first of all, the Allied drop zones have got to be acquire, capture, to achieve victory. That's still not hasn't got a box around it, is it? At least I don't think so. Let's do. Also, we got. This is a drop zone here, I think. Get my. That's the Polish drop zone for the 18th. And then the ones where they landed were here. Okay, so there isn't one to the south, so this is wrong here. So we've got to remove this. Hang on. Reset. Yeah, so that one's gone. Okay. Right. But I'm going to increase the road network a bit. Let's get that railway. So it's not quite this one, is it? But that kind of works well enough, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's see if we can link these up a bit better as well. This one? No. That's the one. And we also needed to add some down here to fix that. So that needs to be one of them. And is it that one? No, it's not that one, is it? It's that one. Okay. Right. So that is now more accurate. There's also a hotel there. So let's put that around here. And we'll name that. Just give that like a sort of a 25 victory value. Done. Now, right, this is the drop zone for the Polish here. Whoop, whoopsie daisy. Don't want to do that, do we? Right. Polish drop zone. Fuck off. Sorry, excuse my language. Original. So that's turn 20. Okay. Let's put 18. Let's just put 18th of September so we know what we're talking about in here. Turn 20 is not going to mean anything, is it? Okay. And then we'll make that worth 50. So it's worth 50. Right, now this might be oh, hang on. We haven't. Yeah. Ah, that's a way of marking locations without yeah. Right, so see, I've made that German now. Right, now let me try something here. Let's go back into here. Go to United Kingdom. Come out of there. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me check this. I might need to jump off this stream. Okay. I've got to jump off. Sorry, guys. I'll come back to this later. All right, I'm out of here. Okay.